Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Grade That Trade. This is where we find out about different trade agreements from all over the world. Today we have 5 representatives from the COMESA agreement and we'll be talking about that trade agreement. Alright, so the first question I'm going to ask you guys is, what is COMESA?
So COMESA, which is the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, is a regional intergovernmental organization that was established in 1994 to promote economic and social development through regional integration and action.
Thanks for that explanation. The next question I'm going to ask you guys is, what were some problems that were presented when trying to complete this trade agreement?
One of the big problems was the large discrepancy in the restrictiveness of the trade regimes in the countries involved. Several countries in this region are among the most open in the world, such as Uganda, whereas others are ranked among the most restrictive, such as Congo. This makes it difficult to find a common external tariff.
Yeah, that was definitely an obstacle. Another problem was that Africa is the world's least connected continent in terms of trade and mobility of factors of production. Therefore, difficulties in transportation and trade agreements would be a difficulty even if COMESA reached expectations.
That was definitely not an easy way to send and receive products. Now let's move on to the next question. Do you have any solutions in mind to speed up and make it easier for this trade process?
Well, to solve our problem with the differences and the restrictiveness of the trade regimes of the countries involved, it was decided to establish a common trade policy in the region. This would eliminate trade distorting subsidies as well as non-tariff barriers.
This was definitely the right approach as it created a more open and predictable trade environment as well as allowing tariff levels to become more easily harmonized despite the different restrictiveness levels. This went hand in hand with the COMESA trade liberalization scheme that promoted regional trade agreements.
Those are some good solutions to the problems. Could you now talk a little bit about the individual negotiators during this process?
Sure, Mr. Mizuku. Some of the individual negotiators are Malawi, Mauritius, Rwanda, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Egypt.
Now that we know the basis of this trade agreement, can you explain to us a little bit more about the levels of economic integration within COMESA?
Yeah, well, COMESA's free trade area was established to allow for the free movement of goods, services, and factors of production among member states. Then, the customs union was established to eliminate tariffs and other trade barriers among member states. Lastly, the political union was created to form an agreement between the countries to establish a common government with a unified foreign policy and the ability to legislate for the whole union.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode. How would you grade that trade?